Hi, this is Remi Ayodele, welcoming you to day 8 of our Summer Connection Challenge. If you've been following me from day 1, we have been trekking through my book, Practically Connected Parenting, 21 Ways to Create Timeless Memories in the Teen Years. Our teenagers are home. Sometimes some young adults are home. My young adult is home. My preteen is home. So I'm trying to make the most of the time. We only have about just roughly 30 days before we start back to school shopping and everything. So I want to make memories this summer. And today is Cook Together. You know what? Cooking together is not just about the food. It's about the connection that you make in the kitchen. So let me share a story, just one paragraph in my book. And this is page 55. It says, cooking together transcends mere meal preparation. It's a way to pass down family traditions, experiment with flavors, and embrace teamwork. It instills valuable life skills like following instructions, problem solving, and even the not so fun task of cleanup. But beyond the practical lessons, it fosters deep connection. You know, when it comes to deep connection, the goal is not about the meal itself. Well, yes, we're hungry, we need to eat when we're cooking, right? It is to create a memory, you and your teenager. In my book, Practically Connected Parenting, that I just read from, I shared a sweet memory with about my son. He found a book in the library, and for whatever reason, there was a recipe at the back of it. And he said, "Oh, Mom, can we make this recipe?" You know, I'm from Nigeria. I'm like, making a recipe in this book? Okay. So we opened the page, we went shopping, and we bought all the ingredients. So he was part of the shopping, part of picking the ingredients, and he was part of every step of that cooking. And it was a specific sandwich that had several ingredients that we normally don't use. And so we made this sandwich. By the time we were done and we had the bite, it wasn't just a sandwich. Let me tell you what it was. It was the memory. Because anytime we talk about that sandwich, it takes him back to the book, to the library, to the shopping. And so you can see how there's a chain of connection that happens when you cook with your children. The other thing is, when it comes to memory, it was the 4th of July, just a few days ago, and we decided to go to the park for a picnic. See, go to the park is one of the activities in my book. We're going to get to it. But what I was going to share here is the cooking part. We decided to make sandwiches, and we had fruits and vegetables and drinks. We packed it all in a cooler, and my children were in charge of one thing or the other. And the task they assigned for me is to cut the watermelon. So when I was done, I came in and I was chopping the watermelon into triangles. We packed it in a bowl. By the way, we finished that watermelon. So we had grapes, we had lettuce. My daughter made this gourmet sandwich she usually makes for herself in school for all of us. And we each wanted different breads. She wanted like sourdough bread, other people wanted whole wheat bread. And so we made this sandwich. And so it was a shared effort getting this thing ready. So that is cooking together. So we're talking as we are cooking and packing up. Oh, did you remember the napkins? Did you remember the drinks? So this is how connection is built when you cook together. And sometimes, like the other week, I think it was last Saturday actually, we were having some friends over there, Nigerians. So of course, you see the menu shift. We were having jollof rice. So I made the rice. My older daughter cleaned the chicken and marinated it. And then one daughter was in charge of frying the plantains. And I was in charge of making the jollof rice. I made jollof rice and fried rice. And what else did we even have? Well, watermelon was there too, as one of the fruit to eat afterwards. But you can see just the synergy. My son was in charge of setting the table. He had the table, the plates, the forks, the knives. He was in charge of setting all that up. And of course, I was in charge of making sure we took pictures for memory. So this selfie stick that I'm using for my recording was right there waiting. So when we sat down, we all turned to to my phone and we took pictures. That is how you make memories, not only with your family, but also with friends. You can see the food shift. Sometimes it's sandwiches, sometimes it's jollof rice and the whole 9 yards. And oh my gosh, we have this American family that we've met for almost 22 years. They're like grandparents to my children, Ron and Nancy. And so they love pounded yams. So anytime we get together with them, we make pounded yams with egusi soup and vegetables. And that has become a staple anytime we meet with them. So you can see how food, so for us, and when I say, are we meeting with grandma this weekend for dinner? We know it's only pounded yam they want because they will not get it elsewhere. So we make effort to do that for them. So it's not just the meal. We are making memories each time we cook together and things like that. So some of the life skills that we are passing on when we cook together. Number one, following directions. Knowing what goes into what, how much salt, how much of this to add to your food. We are teaching our children those life skills to follow directions when they are cooking or preparing a meal. Problem solving. When your food doesn't turn out the way you want. The other day, I think I was making plantains and something else. It wasn't this weekend, but I forgot the plantains because I was making something else on the other side of the stove. And one batch of my plantain was burnt. Yeah, it was actually, that was 3 weeks ago. So thankfully I had other batches of plantain already made that was enough for the guests. So you can see problem solving when it goes wrong. So I put it on little toothpicks as skewers so that at least everybody gets a skewer because I lost one batch of my plantains. So teamwork, you see, I told you about making sandwiches for our picnic. Teamwork, somebody getting the drinks, the lettuce, the bread, and we toasted the bread like a grilled sandwich type of a thing. So all that teamwork. My husband packed the picnic bag and the picnic chairs and the games for the park. So that is teamwork. And then number 4 skill you're passing on to your children is responsibility. Because when it's time to clean up, somebody has to be in charge. So clean up, clear the table, put everything, the dishes in the dishwasher, clear the sink, wash the pots and pans, wipe down for the evening. So the clean up also counts, responsibility. And that's what makes it beautiful. When you cook together, you are not just cooking a meal, you're stirring up the skills of life and you are connecting with your children. So it opens the door to conversations and you're able to pass family recipes and family memories to your children. So I want to ask you something. Is there a recipe you've been meaning to try? It's time to go shopping with your teenagers and cook together. What food is from your childhood that you can cook with them? And what if you were suddenly you won a prize and it says come on a cooking show? What food are you going to cook? Just make it fun. Like I know whether you're making jollof rice or you're making chin chin, the pastries, you knead it and cut it into little cubes and fry it from Nigeria, or even ramen noodles. My son likes ramen noodles. When he doesn't want to cook anything, he just pours hot water and ramen noodles. But let the children be part of it. Let them lead. Let them, like in my house, we cook Nigerian food. We cook a lot of American food. So it's a mixture of everything. Like when I was coaching a family, the wife is from eastern part of the world and the husband is an American. So one of the things that the children were telling me at the table during our coaching session was that, it's always hard to decide what to eat. I said, well, so make a family menu for the week. Include American food on the menu, include your mom's culture's food on the menu. So that way you always have a balance of both cultures in your home and live your multicultural life joyfully. So let's not miss the moments to connect. Cook something, take a picture, tell a story. I mean, I have lots of pictures of us cooking in the kitchen. My mom like, Mom, are you going to post that? Because they're often not well dressed. They're just in casual stuff and things like that. So let your recipes make a story for you. And when it comes to cooking, when I was growing up, my mom had a vegetable garden. And she even had a farm where she found potatoes and corn and some other vegetables I can't remember, but she always made sure we had all the food groups whenever we're eating. When my dad is coming from work, there's one corner where they sell like fruits and vegetables. We grew up in the northern part of Nigeria, the Hausa speaking part. So those they say add jara for me, you know. They give you an extra orange when you buy a big bag of it. He will buy bananas and pineapples because Jos in Nigeria had a lot of fruits and vegetables. So we would always eat a lot of that. So I always remind my son, see, I have a plate here that reminds eat all the food groups. So you have your vegetables and fruits on here, you have your grains, you have your protein, and of course you need your fat to have a well-balanced meal. So every time you're eating, so cooking together helps you to remind your children to eat healthy. So that when they move out of your house, they won't just eat only hamburgers. They will make sure they have some lettuce, they have some salad and some fruit. So thank you so much for joining me for day 8, Cook Together. Tomorrow we're coming together again, and tomorrow's topic is take a walk together. Talking about taking a walk, it's kind of chilly this morning, so I have my light coat on. So taking a walk together is another way of connecting. I hope to see you tomorrow for day 9. I'm Remi Ayodele. Remember, we are going through 21 ways, practically connected parenting to build timeless memories in the teenage years. If you want a copy, Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, Amazon. Whatever country you live in. That's it for now. Have a most beautiful day. Bye-bye.